Welcome. Welcome to Mercer Village, for those of you who haven't been here before, and welcome to this really wonderful, thrilling day where we can make this exciting announcement. I'd like to thank everyone for being here. I'd like to especially thank the members of the College Hill Corridor Commission and those who've had the vision and leadership to initiate such a fantastic and exciting initiative here in the in-town neighborhoods of Macon. I'd like to thank in particular Dr. Peter Brown, Senior Vice Provost at Mercer, who 2 years ago taught a class of Mercer seniors about the future of the American city. And standing right next to him, or right 2 people over, is Matt Wetherington, one of the original 4 students who bent President Underwood's ear, bent then Mayor Jack Ellis's ear, and a number of other partners and stakeholders, and really helped those leaders see their energy and how important they felt this initiative would be to help reconnect the university to downtown Macon. Then President Underwood and then Mayor Jack Ellis formed the Corridor Commission, and you would not find a more energetic and hardworking group. And I want to recognize the people here from the Corridor Commission for their vision and their leadership. Today, I'm joined here, or I join President Underwood, Mayor Rickert, Congressman Marshall, Catherine Dennis, Trabian Shorters from the Knight Foundation, Vice President for Communities at the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation, and we thank him for his investment in Macon to date and for your excitement about our community. And welcome to Macon. This is your first visit, I understand. So I would like to now introduce President Bill Underwood. This project would not have existed, come into being without his leadership and vision, and it certainly wouldn't still be around if not for his support and encouragement and impatience for the last 2 years.
Speaking of support and patience, Sarah Gerwig-Moore has been a full-time volunteer for this project as chair of the College Hill Corridor Commission for 2 years now. And she's largely kept this thing going with her own creativity and energy and outreach to the community. And of all the decisions I've made since I've been here for the last 3 years, I think the best decision I made was nominating Sarah Gerwig-Moore to be co-chair of the College Hill Corridor Commission. We couldn't have had better leadership for this effort. Thank you, Sarah. It was just a year ago, last year, at a news conference held right over here in front of what is now Frank Carr's Wings, that we had an exciting announcement that the Knight Foundation would provide a $250,000 planning grant to facilitate the work of the newly formed College Hill Corridor Commission. And over the last year, we've taken that $250,000 planning grant and worked with hundreds of people throughout the community to develop a master plan for the corridor running from Mercer all the way through downtown. It's been a very transparent process, it's been an inclusive process, it's been an open process, and it's produced a really exciting and compelling master plan for this corridor. Now, a plan is a great thing to have, but I think we all know that without resources to implement the plan ends up collecting dust on a shelf somewhere. Today, we take a great step forward, a giant step forward in implementing this plan. We have tremendous intellectual and creative human resources engaged in this process, but we have to have money to make it work. The Knight Foundation has been a vital partner in this community in so many ways for many years. Today, I am pleased and privileged and excited to announce that the Knight Foundation will be making its largest grant ever made in Middle Georgia to support the work of the College Hill Corridor Commission. The trustees of the Knight Foundation have approved a $5 million grant to support this endeavor. $5 million is a lot of money, but it's not enough in and of itself to get this done. This magnificent grant will serve as a catalyst for bringing private investment and public investment to supplement this $5 million grant so that we can really get this job done and get it done right in the years ahead. It can provide a catalyst to generating the resources necessary to make the College Hill Corridor an even more attractive, livable, lively, and sustainable residential, commercial, and recreational district in the heart of our historic neighborhoods. I need to thank a few people who have been involved. I've already thanked Sarah Gerwig-Moore, but I'd like to begin by thanking many of you and the hundreds of other residents of our community who have been involved in this planning process over the last year. We really do have a terrific plan, and it's the product of the work of hundreds of different individuals in the community. We couldn't be here today without the support of Mayor Rickert, and we're very grateful for his support. We couldn't be here without the ongoing efforts of our Congressman, Jim Marshall, who's working diligently to secure public funding to support the funds secured by the Knight Foundation. And we're very grateful to Jim Marshall for his work as our congressman and his prior work as mayor and community leader here in Macon. I think we need to recognize that this project is really a continuation of an effort that's been underway for a couple of generations now in Macon. I think that it's truly the case that we wouldn't be here today but for the work of those urban pioneers who 40 years ago began works to revitalize these wonderful historic neighborhoods in the district between Mercer University and downtown Macon. And we're grateful to those pioneers for the roles that they play. We're grateful for the work of my predecessor, Kirby Godsey, who 30 years ago recognized that Mercer could never achieve its potential as a university in the presence of decaying neighborhoods, and that we had a vital self-interest in rebuilding these neighborhoods between Mercer University and downtown, and who, through his leadership over 30 years, accomplished so much to revitalize our community. Kirby, we're grateful to you for all that you've done in this respect. And of course, we need to thank who we sometimes refer to as the two Beverlys. Beverly Olson, who's a member of the Board of Trustees of the Knight Foundation and who's been a committed supporter of this endeavor over the last couple of years. And then the other Beverly, Beverly Blake, who's the Knight Foundation Program Director for this area. From the very beginning, Beverly Blake saw the unique potential of this endeavor for transforming our community. And from the very beginning, Beverly has inspired all of us who've been involved in this to dream great dreams about what's possible. So Beverly, more than anyone else, you're responsible for this great announcement today, and we are forever in your debt for all your work in making this day possible. Thank you, Beverly. Let's talk about what we're going to do with the $5 million for a minute. $2 million of the $5 million will be used to fund the College Hill Alliance, which will be an organization whose offices will be located here in Mercer Village, just behind me. The organization's charge will be to operate under the direction of the College Hill Corridor Commission to implement the master plan that's been developed over the last year and build the business case to attract private residential and commercial development into our district. It's a big job, and now they have the resources to begin getting that job done. The College Hill Alliance will also fund a new round of grants for the highly successful down payment assistance program that has been jointly sponsored by Mercer University and the Knight Foundation for a number of years, and we intend to immediately begin a search for a full-time executive director for the College Hill Alliance. $3 million of the $5 million will be administered by the Community Foundation of Central Georgia, and I'd like to invite Catherine Dennis, who's the president of the Community Foundation, to talk about how the foundation will administer that $3 million. Catherine?
Good morning. Thank you, Bill. We look forward to partnering with you and your outstanding team at Mercer. Having the university in Macon is one of the most important keys to our city's past success and our continued prosperity. On behalf of the Board of Directors and the staff of the Community Foundation of Central Georgia, I too would like to thank the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation for its generosity. Thank you, Trabian Shorters, for the grant today and the amazing things that the foundation is doing in the fields of journalism and information technology and in 25 other communities around the country. We're truly grateful. And Beverly Olson's love and passion for her adopted community is legendary. And Beverly Blake, you're a visionary leader. Your sense of humor, your energy, your desire to look at issues from different angles, and the fact that you never settle for the status quo. We are very grateful. The Knight Neighborhood Challenge. Thank you. The Knight Neighborhood Challenge is a competitive grant program that will bring ideas forward for the people who work, live, play, and study in the College Hill corridor. Grants from this fund will be awarded for new catalytic ideas. Successful projects will be small and large. They'll respond to the community opportunities within the 5 areas that were identified in the College Hill Alliance Master Plan. They are the basics: clean, safe, and branded; the vibe, College Hill cool, College Town cool; the connection, cooling the streets; the environment, a city within a park; and the look, Macon's urban and historic center. The master plan was created through a broad-based community involvement, and that's how the actual College Hill corridor rebirth will take place too. The Knight Neighborhood Challenge is innovative, transformational grant making, and that's how the new approach to community grant engagement will take place too. It's citizen-driven. These neighborhoods will be connected again both physically and electronically because grassroots ideas that are funded and implemented. Now it's my pleasure to turn the program back over to Sarah.
Thank you, Catherine, and thank you, Catherine, for your wonderful ideas and your support through this process, and I look forward to working with you, we all do, and the Community Foundation of Central Georgia for this wonderful new grant program that will just empower and enliven, we think, the community to respond to its own needs, the needs that they know so well. I would like to now introduce Mayor Robert Rickert. This project would not have come into being, and it would not still be going on without the city's strong support. We thank you very much for letting your city department heads spend so much time with us, and thank you very much.
On behalf of the mayor's office and members of city council, I see several of them here. Let me just say how happy I am to be a part of this event today. This is really exciting, and I have 2 thoughts that I'd like to share with you very quickly. Thought number 1 is good night. I love M&Ms. And let me explain. Good night. I love M&Ms. M&Ms are just wonderful. They don't melt in your hand. They melt in your mouth. They have this sugar coating on the outside and milk chocolate on the inside. But that's not the kind of M&Ms I'm talking about, obviously. The M&Ms I'm talking about are Macon and Mercer. M&Ms, and they go together hand in glove. And this project is dynamite about bringing the M&Ms together and putting the candy shell around a milk chocolate center. It's going to absolutely be wonderful. Other thing, as I was listening to some of the comments, I couldn't help but think about the last time that I heard mention of a catalytic converter. It was on my automobile and converted exhaust fumes to something better. This kind of catalytic converter, I think, is going to be absolutely even more amazing, and it's going to transform this area. Anytime you enhance the connectivity between two centers, Mercer University and downtown Macon, you're going to enable and assist both. Both are going to be the better for it. Both are going to be stronger for it. I think the new urbanism and the residents that we are attracting into the downtown Macon area will obviously be benefited by having easier access over to the campus at Mercer, where they can enjoy events of all kinds, athletic events, lectures, concerts, all that's going on and the excitement around Mercer. Similarly, the students and the faculty at Mercer can find a way to get downtown, where we've got restaurants and entertainment and a new urban center. So I'm delighted that we're making our own brand of M&Ms here, and I'm absolutely excited about the catalytic conversion that you're fixing to see in some of these neighborhoods. I'm delighted to be here with you this morning, and I'll have to say, I'd rather be lucky than good. I recognize the work that has gone on before me. Jack Ellis was mentioned as previous mayor that picked this up. Jim Marshall was a previous mayor. Kirby Godsey has been a pioneer. Peter Brown has been a pioneer. I happen to step into the role of being able to pick up the reins, and I do hope to ride this horse and do a good job of it. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here with you today.
I'd now like to recognize and welcome Congressman Jim Marshall, who, as a longtime resident of this very area, a former mayor, former Mercer faculty member, has been a longtime advocate for green space, alternative transportation, for neighbors, for historic preservation, and those are all part of the heart and soul of this project. And we thank you so much for your vision and for being our advocate in Washington, D.C. Please.
Well, thank you, Sarah, and thank you for all the work that you've done on this project. There are a couple of people, I see so many familiar faces, and then lots of new faces, and the fact that I'm seeing a lot of new faces is good, not bad, by the way. But there are a couple of people I think I do need to recognize who may not have been mentioned so far. Mary O'Batten, for the longest time, was the head of the Macon Heritage Foundation, and one house after another, with the help of volunteers, beginning in the late 70s, did yeoman's work trying to protect and restore the vintage houses here in downtown Macon, and then broadening it to substandard housing as well. And then Juanita Jordan almost needs, to this crowd at least, no description of her history, but we wouldn't have Newtown, we wouldn't have any number of different initiatives here had it not been for Juanita. My first visit once I became mayor was to Kirby Godsey. We talked to talk specifically about the synergy between Mercer and Macon. Mercer cannot survive without a vibrant Macon. Macon can survive without Mercer, but Mercer is a huge resource available to the city to help the city as its future continues. There have been a lot of studies of this. But sort of the bottom line here is that suburbs cannot escape the fate of their central city. If the central city has a great reputation, then the suburbs enjoy a great reputation. If the central city does not have a great reputation, then the suburbs do not enjoy a great reputation. It's true with regard to economic performance, bringing in jobs, keeping jobs. It's true in so many different ways. So it behooves this entire region to be interested in the success of the downtown area in Macon. The success of our downtown area means success for the entire region. The opposite is true as well. And so for all of you who have been working for years to try to improve downtown Macon, keep it up. And those of us who live in the suburbs should be very supportive of your efforts. I'm here to just thank the Knight Foundation, thank Beverly, the two Beverlys. Bill, you've been doing great work here at Mercer, and your leadership has really been helpful to all of us. I think I'm expected to see if I can't get some federal dollars to support this effort as well. And I've already made an application for that. It will require matching money, and it may be that Catherine's willing to free up some of the funds that find their way to the community center to do the match, or maybe the mayor can come up with some funds to do the match. Not clear at this point whether or not that's going to become a reality. There are a lot of competing voices out there, and then we also have this ongoing question concerning whether or not members should be identifying projects specifically in legislation. And so the Obama administration, the latest news here is that the Obama administration has requested that we put off redoing the Transportation Enhancement Act, is what it used to be called. It's Safety Lou now. Lord knows what we'll call it when we do it again. But that we put this off for a year or so. I think strategically, from the perspective of leadership in Congress, they're not going to be interested in putting it off for a year or so. As long as the Obama administration is interested in getting a health care package and an energy package through, the Obama administration is not going to be inclined to argue as much over how this bill is structured. So perhaps we'll get that done. I'll do my best to bring a little bit more money to the project, and I'm just delighted to be here and be supportive. God bless you all for what you do. Thank you.
Well, last but absolutely in no way least, Beverly Blake, who loved this project into creation and has held our hands all the way through, helped us not lose heart when we hit a bump in the road, and who has brought such energy and vigor and vitality and vision to this project. And I personally owe her a large debt of gratitude. All of us who live in the neighborhood owe her a debt of gratitude, and anyone who works with us does. We thank you very much. And Beverly Blake, would you please?
What a wonderful day. On behalf of the trustees and the president and Travian and all of us at Knight Foundation, we want to say thank you, Macon, for allowing us to be a part of this really exciting project. As many of you know, Knight Foundation partners with our communities to invest in lasting transformational change. And we truly believe that the College Hill Corridor Initiative will be the catalyst for Macon's renaissance. So I want to thank all of you for being here with us today, to invite you to join us in this exciting project, and just to say, let's get to work. Thank you.